Hi everybody, my name's Jeanne, and I've been trading for a couple of years now. My oldest son went to school with Mr. Mendelssohn's oldest son, so I had been familiar with the VantagePoint software for a while, but I never pulled the trigger on it because of the expense. Like, well, I don't want to spend the money. You know, I can learn this myself. I can go get some trading books. I can teach myself technical analysis. I can go on paper. I can paper trade. I can check out my setups. You know, I can learn it myself. You know, I don't need somebody else's software. I'll figure it out myself. And I did learn a lot. I learned a lot about technical analysis. And, you know, I don't consider myself an expert, but I'm not a beginner either. But my trading was still pretty erratic. You know, I would win, and then I'd have a big loss. And then, I'd win some more, then they'd break even. But it was never the consistent, sustained profit that I wanted. You know, it was just like back and forth, back and forth. I love it. It's fun, and I want to do it full time, and I want to make it sustained profit, but just, you know, wasn't happening for me. So I started to think about VantagePoint again, because I had known about it through my son. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to go to the website, and I'm going to read about it, and I'm going to see what can it do for me, you know? And so went to the website, started reading again, and I'm thinking, oh, you know, maybe this is what's wrong, is I had been limiting myself to just trading familiar markets, you know, learning the tape on a couple of key markets that I like, and I just stuck with that. And what I realized is I was really missing opportunities because I wasn't looking at the whole market and looking for things that were setting up. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to talk to Lane. And I talked to Lane and I talked to Paul, and they started to, you know, explain in more depth what the software can do. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to give up trading, you know. I want to be successful. I want to do this, and I want to trade. So I decided, you know, I'm going to splurge. I'm going to get the software, and, you know, I trust Lane, I know Lane, and I'm going to try it. And I realized then, when I got it and started to learn the software, that before I had really been forcing trades, you know, in familiar markets, but forcing it in really chopping, consolidating markets. And I thought, well, this is what I was doing wrong. So the VantagePoint is great because it sorts and scans really fast and automatically all the markets you're interested in. You know, stocks, ETF, future, Forex, whatever you're interested in, it scans it, and it'll pull up just the stuff that your parameters, what you know is going to work, what VantagePoint has selected. You can pull up the chart, you can look at it, you can see, okay, that's not going to work, but that looks good. And then it really helps you narrow down and find that opportunity. You check the chart and you look for your entry, and the next day, I am not kidding you, 85 to 90% of these choices that I make are correct. They're trends, and they're selected high and low. It's correct. And so I started making money instead of losing it or breaking even. And I'm starting to build my account, and trading is really fun now. And I feel like VantagePoint is just like a tool that I really need in order to hone my selection, and my whole market has opened up. So I definitely recommend it. I think it's a great software. It's a great tool for your tool chest, and I'm really glad that I went ahead and spent the money, because, you know, it is expensive, but it will pay for itself in time. There's no doubt. You will build your account. So I say go for it. It's a good product. Thanks.